Good Friday evening, July 19th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. In late June, a 2-year-old boy's foot was tragically amputated by a riding mower at a daycare in Quincy. The child's mother, Stacey, recounts the horrific day of that accident coming up. Firefighters spent most of last night fighting a 500-acre brush fire near the town of Wilson Creek in Grant County. An excessive heat warning is now in place for this weekend, with a cooling trend expected next week. Your local weather forecast is straight ahead. Wenatchee Police had to rescue a woman who jumped into the Columbia River Thursday in an attempt to flee officers. Around 4:27 p.m., Wenatchee police officers were walking along the boat launch behind Pybus Market when they recognized a woman with an outstanding misdemeanor warrant, according to Wenatchee Police Captain Brian Chance. The woman fled on foot when officers attempted to speak with her and then jumped into the Columbia River and tried to swim away. Officers called for assistance from 2 local water rescue agencies. They soon had 2 boats in the water and successfully apprehended the woman before she made it to the other side of the river. On June 24th, a 2-year-old boy's foot was tragically amputated by a riding mower at Rodriguez Daycare in Quincy. The child's mother, Stacey Elliott, recounts the horrific day of the accident.
I told her, I'm returning the call because apparently they said something's wrong and baby's dad can't go. And she's like, yeah, your son's currently at the hospital. Someone needs to go to you need to go to the Quincy hospital. And I was like, okay, well, I was already getting my stuff to leave, but I was just concerned, asking questions, saying, well, is it serious? What happened? Can you tell me what happened? They were like, no details. All we can say is that you need to head to the Quincy hospital. He's at the Quincy hospital. So I then get in my car and my boss is like, leave, just keep me updated because we know it's something about your son. And I was like, okay. And so I get in the car and I head to the hospital, and I'm getting a call halfway to Quincy from the doctor in Quincy saying, did anybody update you on what's going on? And I was like, no. I was like, they literally told me that, they couldn't give me any details. And he said, well, your son was ran over by a riding mower at daycare and his foot was amputated and he has a severe abrasion to his upper leg. And then they took me straight back to my son, and he's laying in a bed and he's covered with blankets and stuff. And there's like blood all around like the blankets and stuff. And they're like, we're going to have to fly him out to Seattle. And I'm freaking out because I'm afraid of heights. And as soon as they mentioned flying in a helicopter, I started freaking out, saying, well, anything for my son. But I'm like super scared because I'm afraid of heights. But, I have to do this for my son. And they said, well, we're not using a helicopter. We think it'd be better to use a smaller plane because it's going to be high up in the air and the helicopter can't handle that high of like the feet that they have to go up in the air. And so I was like, okay, and so we got in the ambulance and we headed over to the Quincy airport, and they flew us to Seattle at Harborview, where we've currently been for 3 weeks. And it's been hell here. Like, if it isn't one thing about him, it's another. He threw up blood last week, had internal bleedings that nobody knew about. And today here we are in bed again with him not being able to eat or anything because he's been throwing up all night and all day. And until we get the x-ray results back to find out what's going on with his stomach, there's just not he can't eat or drink.
Have you had anyone update you on exactly how this incident took place at the daycare, as far as, if someone at the daycare, part of the staff, was mowing the lawn when the children were playing and wasn't supposed to be, or if your son somehow got too close to the lawnmower, or exactly how that all entailed? Because like you mentioned, you're never supposed to be operating a lawnmower anywhere close to children.
Well, according to his dad, when he went to pick up my daughter, because I had him go pick up our daughter, according to him, when he went to pick our daughter up, they told him that something about my son likes hugs when he misses us, and he'll run up to you and he'll want to be like picked up and hugged, and he'll want attention. And he ran up to the assistant that was outside and he wanted her to pick him up, and apparently supposedly he got ignored, and that was when he ran over to the other one that was on the riding mower and tried to get her attention, and he slipped and he fell and his foot went under the lawnmower. They tried to pull him out. The bottom part of his leg was saved, and that's why his top part got stuck under when they were pulling him out.
So tell us about how people can support you and your family through this difficult time.
We do have a GoFundMe going. It has slowed down. Our goal is 20,000, but I will probably keep it open because I know that bills are going to rack up, and bills aren't, they aren't going to pay themselves. So we do have a GoFundMe going, and I do have a t-shirt fundraiser going as well that some lady reached out to help me, and it says Team Mateo on it. It has a picture of my favorite picture of my son smiling before the incident, because of course he's probably going to take a while to have that same exact smile back as he had before.
The North Cascades Highway was reopened late Thursday afternoon, but concerns remain as the Easy Fire continues to burn near the roadway. The Washington State Department of Transportation is advising motorists using the Cross Mountain Highway 20 pass that there is no stopping in the approximately 10-mile area closest to the fire. The Easy Fire is reportedly burning about a half-mile from the roadway. Lightning sparked the fire late Wednesday night about 18 miles west of Mazama. The U.S. Forest Service said more than 300 acres had burned by yesterday afternoon in steep, rugged terrain. When we come back, people looking to escape the heat can do so at their local library. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today, and let's find your happy place.
I want you to know where I stand on abortion. As governor, I will not change Washington law on this issue, because I do not believe any politician, regardless of personal belief, has the right to make that decision for any woman. My opponent, Bob Ferguson, is trying to spread fear by saying things that I don't believe and will not do.
It's vacation season. While a trip to Hawaii sounds great, we know what you really want is an inflation vacation. That's why Abby's feeds a group of 4 to 6 people for less than $26. Enjoy an inflation vacation at Abby's. You can be a superhero tonight and treat your family to Abby's famous hometown hero. This giant features our classic pepperoni, tasty Italian sausage, and crisp green peppers, all layered together for a legendary feast. Don't miss this July special pizza at a very special price.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, it's so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
Firefighters spent most of Thursday evening fighting a 500-acre brush fire near the town of Wilson Creek in Grant County. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said the fire west of Soap Lake was first reported about 5 p.m. and at no point threatened homes in the area. Assisting area firefighting agencies were a helicopter and 2 airplanes. Boaters were cleared from Billy Clap Lake so the aircraft could pull water from that lake. By 7:30 p.m., the fire was declared under control, and state firefighters relieved local crews to hold containment lines and mop up. N95 masks are being made available as smoke from wildfires burning in the region descends on communities in north central Washington. The Chelan and Douglas Health District is offering the free masks at numerous locations in towns throughout the region. For a complete list of locations, visit the Health District's website. The biggest smoke-producing fire currently is the Pioneer Fire burning along North Lake Chelan, which has burned more than 26,000 acres. Air quality in Chelan, Manson, Brewster, and Stehekin reached unhealthy levels on Thursday, but by this morning the air quality had improved to moderate. Still, the continued record-breaking heat could lead to inversions in the coming days. People looking to escape the heat can do so at their local library. All north central Washington library locations are serving as cooling centers during normal operating hours as temperatures soar to over 100 degrees. Several NCW library locations are open on Saturdays, including in Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, and Moses Lake. On Sunday, both the Wenatchee and Quincy branches are open in the afternoons. Check the NCW Library's website for a list of all library hours. Coming up next, for the next week, we'll be looking at the races for county commissioner in both Chelan and Douglas. Tonight, we visit with Paula Lamanna of Rock Island. Possible record high temperatures this weekend, with our weather getting back to normal next week. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
What does RV stand for? Recreational vehicle or ruined vacation? At Click It RV, we want you to have a fun, safe camping experience. So for the month of June, get to any Click It RV store and get a professional propane leak test, tire pressure check, wheel bearings, roof, slide and battery test. And all inspections are free because we want you and yours to have a safe camping season. Thinking of upgrading? Check out the used selection of new and used top brands like Grand Design, Rockwood, Flagstaff, Winnebago, and more. So get to a Click It RV store near you for a free inspection and keep your family safe.
I'm Keith Gaynor, running to be your next 12th District State Senator. It has been a privilege to serve you the past 6 years in the House of Representatives. I believe public safety is a critical issue that affects all of Washington. This should be one of our highest priorities. Washington families are struggling. Housing, food, and gas prices are severely affecting our budgets. We need to find better ways to support our families. Together, we can build a better Washington.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
As Chelan's premier lifestyle store, Willow, find unique home decor, clothing, jewelry, and more. Come visit for a welcoming and memorable shopping experience.
Lake Chelan Sports is the place to find top brands like Hoka, On's, Patagonia, and now a full line of Warrior products. With excellent customer service, Lake Chelan Sports has what you need.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
Well, by now your ballot should be sitting on your kitchen table, waiting for you to fill in those votes. In tonight's features story and for the next week, we're looking at the races for county commissioner in both Chelan and Douglas, where rare open seats have opened up on the board that govern those counties. Our first interview features the only independent candidate running for one of those positions. Paula Lamanna is a Rock Island fitness expert who says she wants to serve Douglas County using what she calls heart stands to bring together different sides.
I moved here when I was 12, graduated Eastmont, did my degree extension through WSU at Wenatchee Valley College for agricultural sciences and business management. Let's see, I've done all the things. I was a real estate agent and I volunteered with at-risk youth through Solomon's Porch and became a foster parent from that experience and fostered for 7 years. And yeah, I know the Valley and I love the Valley and I'm excited to help the Valley grow and thrive.
Professionally, what do you do right now?
Right now, I run a business for people with neurological disorders. I think that we can do better with infrastructure and use forward thinking, and engineers are now using AI to help develop the possibilities of expansion and growth, and they can be built upon for years and years to come. I love the youth in our community, and of course, being a foster parent, I see it differently because I've been in the trenches with kids who can't afford to play sports and can't afford summer camps, and I just think that Chelan County has all this accessibility, and sometimes there's enough kids that they can't take the overflow from Douglas, and I think we can bring it. We're Douglas County, we can do anything.
You're one of 5 candidates for this position. Everybody else is running as a Republican. You were listed as having no party preference. You're running as an independent. Why was that important to you to run as an independent?
I was raised by one of each. My mother is very, very conservative, and my father is a Democrat. And I'm a gun-carrying hippie. I feel like I have the best of both worlds, and that the two can find a balance. If I come from a family that has both and we don't fight over it, I truly believe there's a way to see a heart stance and just connection over finding what we disagree on.
Does it concern you that you might not have the support of a local party organization by not declaring for one party or another?
No, because I have friends, very, very close friends and family on both sides. And again, I think it comes down to heart stance, and they know that there's certain things I vote different ways on, but shoot, I can't say bad about either side because I truly love in my heart so many people on both sides, and we don't argue, and we don't really get into heated conversations. So that's why I feel that I agree with both sides on so many things. I really don't feel like it's a contradiction.
Can you think of issues that really caught your attention that you think are crying out to be addressed in Douglas County?
I think the voice of the people and allocating of funds and all of that stuff, I think those are things I would probably look a little deeper into. And I'm currently getting my certification in project management. I'm 3/4 of the way through it. And commissioner is hugely a project management position, and I think that there's ways to socially, economically, financially, and culturally see how everything will benefit the community, or if it is not, let's not utilize funds in that area or put the money into building this. You know, there's a way to find out and really do the math and figure out the answers.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Friday. A little cooler out there today than yesterday. Not much, but a little bit. And our air a little bit better. You can tell as we look up towards beautiful Lake Wenatchee from this afternoon. Boy, hardly a cloud in the sky. That might be the only one that was up in the upper valley this afternoon. Just a beautiful day with not much wind and temperatures a little bit cooler than we've seen. But I'll tell you what, as we get into this upcoming weekend, we are going up in temperatures. 102 at least tomorrow, 106 on Sunday, and I think both those temperatures on both days could be even a little bit higher than that. Still hot on Monday, and then look what happens as we get into the first and middle part of next week. We're talking 89 Wednesday and 87 for a high temperature on Thursday, so things will finally get back to normal by midweek next week. Pretty warm out there once again today. 97 our unofficial high temperature, and again above where we should be at 89 degrees for this time of year. Very hot once again back in 1979. 107 degrees our record high. 73 this morning. That's 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year for an overnight low. Normal is 63, and our record 49 set in 1996. Sun came up at 5:24 and sets tonight at at 8:49. Getting you into this scorching hot weekend. Tomorrow, look at these temperatures. All of us, except Lake Wenatchee, which is awfully close, will see the century mark tomorrow. 103, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. 104 in Omak. That will be the hot spots. 102 for Eniat, Wenatchee, also down into Ellensburg, and even around 100 to 101 for you folks in the Upper Valley, Leavenworth, and Cashmere tomorrow. Once again, the reason: high pressure in the desert southwest. It's underneath a large area of high pressure that's been off the Pacific coast for about 2 weeks or so now, and that's pumping up that warm air. We're going to see mild lows tonight, and then for Saturday, yeah, hot, sunny, very hot. High temperatures between 100 and 105 degrees, and that goes for almost all of us from central into eastern Washington. Even Seattle tomorrow will be in the 80s, and Sunday, this is where we could at least tie a record high. Our record high is 107. We will see between 105 and 110 on Sunday. I think a good chance that we will at least tie that on Sunday. Getting into Monday, maybe some breezy conditions in the afternoon Monday. Still hot though. High temperatures again between 100 and 105 degrees. And then as we get into Tuesday, a break from this heat. We will see sunny skies. Low pressure will actually squeeze down our high pressure and bring in a more westerly flow on Tuesday. That means some cooler temperatures. Highs Tuesday in the lower 90s. And as we get into Wednesday, midweek next week, we're going to continue that slow cool down. Sunny, again, maybe just a little bit breezy. Low pressure to our east, high pressure to our west, and that tightens up those pressure gradients. So we could see that Wednesday, highs around 90 degrees, and you're going to like Thursday's weather if you're sick of this hot weather. Sunny skies, downright windy though as we get into Thursday afternoon. It will be cooler. Afternoon high temperatures for Thursday around normal into the upper 80s. All right, your 7-day forecast now. 68 overnight tonight. We will see a hot weekend. 102 Saturday. That would tie a record high on Sunday of 107. 102 again, sunny and hot on Monday, and then our heat wave will be over. Sunny and cooler, 93 Tuesday, breezy days then both Wednesday and Thursday, 91 on Wednesday, and by Thursday we'll see high temperatures of around 88 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Happy Finally Friday. The second half of the Major League Baseball season can finally get going, and we'll do so tonight in Seattle. Mariners host the Houston Astros at T-Mobile Park. Coming up at 7:10 on Root Sports Northwest, Luis Castillo will go up against the Astros' Hunter Brown. Seattle's 52-46 and in first place in the American League West. Mariners have been atop the division since May 13th. That's 67 days of being in first place, and there have been some magical moments along the way.
I think nobody wants to play games against them.
Line drive, right center field, ball game, Julio! Swinging a fly ball, deep to left field, a walk-off two-run home run for Mitch Garver. And it's robbery in Baltimore. Julio, the no-fly zone brings it back. The middle, JP, oh yeah, make it work, yes! Beautifully done. Tyler Locklear with his first base hit, first RBI. The Mariners have a 2-1 lead here in the 7th. Here's the pitch to Cal. There it is, right there. He crushes it, and the Mariners have gone home a winner. It's a base hit, Mitch Haniger, just like the old days. Bliss shoots this deep out to left field. Number 1, the first home run in his big league career. And what a night for Logan Gilbert. 16 consecutive scoreless innings. How valuable is that kid?
Seattle and Houston battle for first place over the next 3 days. Again, tonight's game gets underway at 7:10. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Here you see the spread in the division. Seattle 52-46, Astros 50-46, Texas 5 games back at 46-50. Angels are not out of it, standing at 41-55, 10 games back. Oakland trails the pack at 37-61. Texas is hosting Baltimore while the Angels are in Oakland to start the second half of the season. The Wenatchee Apple Sox host the Yakima Valley Pippins tonight in the first of 3 games at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Wenatchee's 5-4 in the second half of the West Coast League season, while the Pippins are 4-5 coming into tonight. Yakima Valley will send Ethan Salscheider to the mound, who's 3-3 with a 3.23 earned run average. Sox will counter with Ryan Martinez, who has not have a record so far. He's 3.95 earned run average. Game times for tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday have been moved back to 7:05 to accommodate for the scorching hot temperatures. NCWLIFE will broadcast tonight's game, beginning with the pregame at 7 o'clock. There were quite a few games last night. 1 non-league game, or make that 7 non-league games and 1 league contest. Ridgefield beat Portland 5-2. Kamloops got by Kelowna 8-2. Corvallis edged Northwest Star 4-3 in 11 innings. Port Angeles rocked Redmond 15-6. Bend beat the Sawtooth Sockeyes 14-8. Bellingham down the Cascade Collegiate All-Stars 7-4. Harbor Cats fell to the Mavericks in the battle for Victoria 8-6. The Selects topped the Night Owls in the battle for Nanaimo by a final of 5-3. The league has updated the standings in the North and South, starting with the South, or they make that starting with the North. Wenatchee tied with Bellingham and Port Angeles atop the division's second half standings, all with 5-4 marks. Kelowna and Kamloops are a half game back at 5-6, and Nanaimo, Edmonton, and Victoria are all 4-5. In the Ridgefield 10-0 in the second half South schedule so far. They lead Portland by a game and a half. Corvallis is 3.5 games back. However, the Knights already clinched a postseason berth by winning the first half title along with your Wenatchee Apple Sox. Well, as we mentioned yesterday, the Lake Wenatchee sockeye season will open Monday morning bright and early. I had a chance to catch up with Max Lure Company's Bobby Loomis to talk about sockeye fishing and trying to keep fishermen stocked up heading into Monday.
Record return for sockeye. In your world, that's a good thing, right?
It's a real good thing. I don't have enough product to send everybody right now, unfortunately. But it's getting better. But
well, and can we talk about that a little bit? Because Max is not alone in this, in the world shortage of stuff.
Sure.
Kind of tell us about, is this COVID related and still then, or something else?
No, honestly, it's very tough to project when you're selling fishing lures. You know, when you're talking about selling an item that is a $3 to $5 item, trying to project that when you're at the whim of Mother Nature, when you're at the whim of the federal government, when you're at the whim of just pile it on. It's very tough to project. And, this year, sales are absolutely fantastic and going through the roof, and there's no reason why. Everybody is wanting to get out and fish right now. So
that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all.
Well, speaking of fishing, Monday Lake Wenatchee opens. I know you're probably pretty psyched about that. Tell us about that fishery and about it's a different one because you can't use bait, you can't use scents, that type of thing. So that's why they need to go to Max Lure.
Absolutely. No, it's the fish up there at Lake Wenatchee. They're a little bit larger strain of fish than the Columbia River fish out here, and all of them come in at the same time, and the Wenatchee fish peel off and head up the Wenatchee, and the rest of the boys head up to Brewster. So it's a neat situation, but yes, you can't fish bait up there.
Also, we should mention too that if you've been fishing in the Columbia main stem, maybe Brewster Pool, something like that, and you've been using, something that works, you got to make sure and clean those up if you're going to try to use a similar approach up at Lake Wenatchee.
Yes, you do, because those would have excess scent and
chunks of shrimp left over.
Exactly. Might be a little bit of extra bait on there or something. something. But, yeah.
But you talked about having enough gear. You need to tie up multiple that are the same so that if you find the fish are like in a certain blend, then you got to have more to go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why you always see me carry that big bag around when we do whatever.
One bag? Yeah, multiple bags with this guy.
Yeah.
So where in the valley can we get your products and, so we can get set up and have a better chance at catching some fish?
Well, all of our stores right here, Hooked on Toys, Stands, Sportsman's, everybody's got some of the product in there, and they've obviously got the sockeye stuff.
Fishing opens at dawn Monday with a 4-fish limit. Anglers can use up to 3 barbless hooks. No bait or scent is allowed. Fishermen must also use knotless nets. I'm sure that Dan and Josiah Monday morning bright and early will have our PTZ cameras focused on Lake Wenatchee. That's a look at sports news. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later for baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us. Stay cool and have a great weekend.